Imagine, if you will, a universe where humanity is but a century-old curiosity on the galactic stage. A novice player in a game ruled by the ancient Dorn hegemony for 1,000 years. This is where we find Alistair Finch, not a warrior, not a general, but a diplomat. A human diplomat with the audacity to walk onto the bridge of the most powerful warship in the galaxy and deliver not a plea for mercy, but an invoice. The scene aboard the Pax Imperia dripped with calculated intimidation. Supreme Archon Castian sat upon his command throne like a dark god, surrounded by Taurian guards whose stillness promised swift violence. The bridge air was sterile and cold, scrubbed of personality, much like the hegemony had scrubbed the spirit from dozens of civilizations. All by design, of course. The theater of power. Yet Alistair Finch walked into this lion's den with nothing but a polite smile that never reached his eyes. While Castian's aide Kais trembled with anxiety at this breach of protocol, the Archon himself seemed amused by the humans' presence, the way a biologist might be entertained by an unusual insect before pinning it to a collection board. What happened next shattered the careful choreography of power. With the calm precision of a surgeon making an incision, Alistair Finch spoke words that landed like antimatter in that controlled environment. Archon, per the Articles of First Contact, I have been sent to formally discuss the terms of your surrender regarding your administration of the Silent Plague. The audacity, the sheer, breathtaking insolence. The life support systems suddenly seemed deafening in the vacuum that followed. Kais gasped like a man stabbed. The Taurians coiled tighter, violence incarnate, waiting for the command to strike. But it was Castian's reaction that mattered, his mask of placid control, shattered for a microsecond before, hardening into something far colder. Triple security, he commanded. Thus began the most dangerous diplomatic negotiation in human history, not with treaties and handshakes, but with a threat delivered like a scalpel to the very heart of the hegemony's 1,000-year lie. The private chamber Castian chose was another weapon, oppressively dark wood that drank the light, creating infinite claustrophobic depth. Alistair refused the uncomfortable chair provided, standing instead with casual defiance. Here, surrounded by 6 Taurian guards, Alistair revealed humanity's discovery, the Silent Plague, a meme-like signal broadcast across subspace that had suppressed creativity, ambition, and cultural dynamism across 73 client races. The evidence was damning, a 99.8% reduction in innovation within a single generation of joining the hegemony. Not evolution or peace as Castian claimed, but lobotomization on a galactic scale. You have no proof, Castian sneered. Only statistics, innuendo. But Alistair had more physical evidence of the resonant frequency modulator used to broadcast the plague, delivered by a high-ranking Aldani defector. And he had sent encrypted data to the Hyperion news conglomerate with a dead man's switch. A single card slid across the floor contained the decryption key. You have 5 minutes, Alistair told the most powerful being in the galaxy. Your call, Archon. The clock is ticking. While confined to a guest suite, Alistair activated a microscopic paired particle communicator hidden in his knuckle. Undetectable technology. The Dorn had dismissed as novelty. A single bit of information, 1 or 0, yes or no. Go, transmitted instantaneously across the galaxy through quantum entanglement. Meanwhile, aboard the stray comet, a cobbled-together monstrosity of a ship hiding in a planetary ring's debris field, Yokosta Glitch. Noke received the signal. Emission was green. With her was Boresk, an Aldani giant who had spent 30 years suppressing every instinct, every ambition, every spark of rage under the Silent Plague's influence. His mind had hardened before full exposure, creating a volcano of fury beneath a mask of docility. Now, the mask was gone. The plan was in motion. As Glitch launched her digital assault on the Pax Imperia systems. turning the ship's discipline against itself through weaponized appetizer menus and ancient Earth-Cat videos. Borask created physical chaos. He burst through walls with primal fury, drawing every gun on the ship to him while Allister slipped through the confusion with elegant precision. There, destruction was beautiful, deliberate, the thunder that hid the lightning. They fought their way to an auxiliary hangar where Glitch swooped in with the stray comet, plasma cannons blazing. Their escape was as chaotic as their infiltration, a meteor of junk metal screaming toward Athalos, the Dorn capital world. With Talon fighters in hot pursuit, they crashed into the undercity of Athalos, a twilight realm of perpetual dusk and dripping water beneath gleaming spires. Here, in the grimy bowels of the metropolis, they began their journey to the heart of the lie, the Omni Nexus, a black needle of a building, piercing the lower clouds. Their path through this neon jungle was fraught with danger, enforcers, patrols, and finally, a Dorn Warlock Mark IV Guardian. This ancient war machine bristled with weapons that could vaporize them in seconds. But they defeated it not with brute force, but with cunning, exploiting its emergency failsafe and bringing a massive pillar down upon it. At last, they descended into a vast spherical chamber where the source of the silent plague hung suspended by beams of pure energy, an alien device, older than the hegemony itself, pulsating with a soft gray light that whispered subliminal commands of calm and compliance. A hologram of Archon Castian appeared, his mask of control replaced with profound disappointment. He defended the plague as a cure for a galaxy once torn by war and genocide. The Aldani themselves, he revealed, had once been brutal conquerors. "I have given the galaxy 1,000 years of peace," he declared. "I have saved trillions of lives from the fire of their own nature." When Glitch prepared to shut down the core, Castian delivered his final gambit, claiming all technology gifted to client races was slaved to the broadcast. Shutting it down would trigger cascade failures in ships, life support systems, and medical technology across dozens of civilizations. The weight of trillions of lives hung on Allister's decision, balanced on a 12% probability of catastrophe. But Allister saw through the tyrant's final desperate bluff. Tyrants crave control above all else. They want to rule the galaxy, not obliterate it. Annihilation is failure. They shut it down. The awakening spread across the galaxy like wildfire. Trillions of minds suddenly, violently, beautifully snapping into focus. On 73 worlds, the fog lifted. Dock workers looked at their hands as if seeing them for the first time. Shopkeepers met enforcer demands not with compliance, but with thrown bottles. A 1,000-year hegemony crumbled an hour's dot as they escaped Athalos aboard the patched-together stray comet. They witnessed the birth of revolution below. Borask, tears streaming down his face, watched his people fighting in the streets, their faces alight with a fire he had only ever seen in his own reflection. Allister sent the final signal to Terran Command. Phase 1 of diplomatic negotiations is complete. The silent had found their voice. The docile had found their fury. And humanity, the century-old newcomer, had delivered not conquest, but choice to a galaxy that had forgotten the taste of freedom. The invoice was paid in full.